Alright, so we just watched the brand new Shudder film, and this one is called Monster Island, and it is about a Japanese soldier who is connected at the ankle, along with a chain, tethered to an opposing soldier on the opposite side of the war. This is set in World War II. They wash ashore a monster island, have to work together against a creature or die. Yeah, I mean, this is a creature feature. It has a prosthetic suit that looks very similar to something like the creature from the Black Lagoon. I definitely dug the hell out of the fully practical suit that's worn, and I thought that looked great. You know, the film is extremely straightforward. I don't want to say like superficial or anything, but it's just very one-dimensional, right? But I still liked it. You know, didn't love it, didn't hate it. I'm just kind of this is like a good creature feature one-time watch that I didn't feel like I wasted my time on, and I think like people who are like super into creature features and films remaining like lean and mean and like there's not much to them, it's just kind of like get to the point already, go, and then it wraps up and that's that, then they'll probably like this a little bit more than me. But yeah, I mean, I would have preferred a little bit more to it, especially with our main characters and their relationship. I thought it was fine in that department, but it could have been much better.
Yeah, I was like pretty on this one. I agree with you. I think that the design of the creature and the fact that it's all practical and everything like that's cool. It's probably the best part of the film. And I was fine with like the two main characters, but I do think that there could have been much more to their relationship. I don't think we get enough time really building that up at all, and I don't really like how the creature's handled in the end. I don't know. I can't really say more, but I just was kind of like, I feel like there was an opportunity there for like a larger, connection with everything, I guess. I don't know how to say that properly, but I just think there was a missed opportunity is all I'll say.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'm kind of meh on this. I think if you're like a really big creature feature person, you probably will end up watching it, but I don't think it's anything particularly special, to be honest.
Well, I think a little caveat here for Kaylee is that she is not a action horror fan, and this is primarily that. So, right, just with that alone, I don't feel like this is going to be the type of film for you. Yeah. I didn't know what this was going to be other than a creature feature going into it. So it could have been much more on the horror side of things. But with them being soldiers, it was like a 50-50 on whether or not it was going to be more action-centric. I don't want to make it seem like this is some big action movie. It is absolutely a lower budgeted film. It's got constraints to it. It can't do too much. And there is some shoddy CGI here and there, even despite the fact that we are using this amazing practical suit. That doesn't mean that they're using practicals absolutely everywhere. But for the budget, I think, most things look pretty good. It's just there are some glaring CGI moments where you're like, ooh, that just really doesn't look good. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on the ending. I think that this is very anticlimactic. It kind of builds to something, and so with this character dynamic where you have two characters who are supposed to be on opposing sides and fighting against one another, and you have this intrigue about like what this character did to be tethered to this other guy, and they don't speak the same language, and so they have to trust one another after there being this sense of potential betrayal or whatnot. So there's this constant air to them of paranoia with their rival. I don't know. It's resolved very quickly. I mean, we all know where it's going to go ultimately with them, to a degree at least. They're going to have to work together to some degree. But I don't know. It just, yeah, it kind of just happens, and they're fine, and their characters are not super deep. They don't really do anything all that profound together. And then we get towards the end, and something happens, and you're like, okay, like this is gonna be the big thing. And then I don't know. It just kind of it's just anticlimactic, and then the movie ends, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So as I said, like it's fine. She's a little lower on it, but I'm not much higher on it. It's just like, yeah, I'm glad we watched it. I'll never watch it again. I'll probably not even remember we watched it. I mean, obviously, someone brought it up. I'd be like, oh yeah, I watched that, but I'm not going to think of it again.
Yeah.
Other than the only thing I'll think of is the suit. Pretty much is the only thing that's going to stick in my memory at all.
Yeah.
And the fact that like this premise is nothing new, right? It reminded me a bit of the John C. Reilly character stuff in Kong Skull Island. But regardless, it's okay. But I saw some people on Facebook that were like, I loved it. I definitely didn't love it, but it's watchable. So try it out, throw it on. I think it's worth a watch. You don't, but that's fine. Anyway, yeah, it's on Shudder. Check it out. Let us know.
Bye.
Adios.